So, are we rolling? Yeah? Alright, I guess this is it. I don't even know where to begin, man. Life before all this. Back then, I thought I had it rough. Turns out I had no idea what rough really meant. Out there, I was just a guy trying to keep my head down, you know? Doing my best with what I had. I made my mistakes, sure, but in here, it's different. There's a whole other set of rules. You know, I never even had a chance. I grew up with parents who didn't care much for rules, or me, really. They were into some serious stuff, money laundering, dangerous deals, you name it. They thought they were untouchable, but the authorities, they don't care who gets caught in the crossfire. I remember the day they raided our house. I was 17, just a kid, but they didn't care. They said I knew too much, that I was part of it just because I lived there. My parents, they pinned it all on me to save themselves, claimed everything illegal was mine. Imagine your own family turning on you to save themselves. And that's how I ended up here, man. Charged with conspiracy, fraud, things I didn't even understand back then. They handed me a 20-year sentence like it was nothing. My parents, they got 5 years and walked free while I'm stuck here, paying for crimes I didn't commit. Before prison, I was kind of invisible, I guess. Not many people cared about me. Just an ordinary guy. But in here, I don't know. Maybe it was something about the way I looked. Or maybe it was 'cause I wasn't trying to act tough. But people noticed me. And that's not always a good thing in a place like this. It started with the looks. I'd catch these guys staring at me, sizing me up like they could sense fear or something. At first, I brushed it off, kept to myself, tried to avoid eye contact, but they kept coming. These guys, they have their own rules. It's like this place is its own world where only the ruthless make it. They got names for guys like those. They're the ones who see weakness as an opportunity. And believe me, in here, they don't have to do much to get their way. Think the guards care? Half of them turn a blind eye. Some might even get paid, I don't know, but they sure don't intervene. One night, it all went down. It's a night I'm not ever gonna forget, no matter how much I try. I was in my cell, thinking I was safe, but that's when they got me. 6 of them. 6. They had this all planned, I guess. And nobody was coming to help. The guards, nowhere in sight. Lights flickering, the usual broken stuff around here. I kept hoping someone would hear my screams, someone would stop it, but I don't remember after how many hours I passed away. Man, they left their mark that night. After that, I wasn't just scared, I was changed. And the days that followed, man, they were worse. I tried to get to the showers, just to clean up, you know? Tried to shake off what happened, but the guards wouldn't let me. They blocked me every time, laughing as if it was all a joke. For weeks, I had to live with it. Their sweats and their everything stuck to me. Had to carry them as their marks every second, like I wasn't even a person anymore. Just something they used and left behind. And you want to know the worst part? Nobody cared. Not the guards, not the warden, nobody. It was like I deserved it, like it was part of my punishment for being here. But tell me, man, what kind of justice is that? What kind of system lets this happen and just ignores it? This place isn't just a prison, it's an empire, and those guys, They're the rulers. They control everything. Contraband, even some of the guards. They have their own system, and if you step out of line, well, you see what happens. They call themselves the Brotherhood, but there's nothing brotherly about them. They've got guys like me, servants, they call us, to do their bidding. And if you think the guards care, nah, man. They're in on it too. Bribes keep this place going. Cigarettes, money, favors, whatever it takes to keep their empire intact. It's not just inside these walls either. The Brotherhood's got influence outside too. There was this one time a reporter tried to dig into them, started asking too many questions. A week later, he was gone. Car accident, they said. Yeah, right. Like that wasn't a warning. Everyone knows what's going on, but no one dares to talk. You talk, you disappear. It's that simple. And the media? They're too scared to push it. Even the warden plays along, pretending he doesn't know anything. It's all a game, a dirty, twisted game, and we're just pieces on their board. Every day since, I've had to live with what happened. And in here, you can't talk about it. You can't show weakness. So I shut down, built walls around myself, tried not to think about it. But you can only hold it in for so long. Eventually, word got out to the press. Somebody must have talked, maybe an old inmate who got out. But the administration? They tried everything to keep it quiet. Didn't want the public knowing what goes on behind these walls. Outside, it's all about justice, but in here, justice doesn't exist. They tried to cover it up, silence those willing to speak, but the press kept at it, and when the news broke, people started asking questions. Protests, inquiries. The administration was scrambling to act like they had it under control, like they didn't know what was going on. But everyone knew. And me? What could I do? Just another guy in a prison uniform, another story that people read about and forget. Nobody really cares about guys like me. They see us as criminals, as deserving. Whatever happens in here, and maybe I made mistakes, but not this, not what they did to me. Nobody deserves that. People always ask about survival, how you make it through. But here's the truth. Surviving isn't just about staying alive. It's about keeping something, any piece of yourself that this place can't take away. And that's the hardest part, man. Nobody tells you that. Every day, I remind myself to hold on to something they can't reach. But it's hard. And after a while, you start wondering if it's worth it. What's waiting for me out there? People who don't know me, who don't care. They only see the record. But maybe that's why I'm saying all this. Maybe this is my way of showing that I'm more than they think I am. I'm still here. They didn't take everything. They took a lot, yeah, and they broke me in ways I can't explain. But they didn't take all of me. I don't know what's going to happen next. I've stopped trying to guess. Maybe one day someone will listen. Someone will care enough to make a change. But until then, it's just me in this cell, taking it one day at a time. I don't need sympathy, but if anyone's watching this, just remember, we're still people. We might be locked away, but we still feel, still hurt, just like anyone else. All right, cut. That's enough for today. Too much to keep digging up these memories.